Right, here's the S2 and the S3, and this is the second video in our series showing you the S3 in action. Now, what I wanted to show you was just this basically, and you can see here that there's always an issue with smartphones nowadays that the screen goes off when you're perhaps not wanting it to go off. Now, both of these phones are set to a 30-second screen timeout, and I'm going to start reading this lovely article here. Now, the SmartStay technology in the S3, which isn't actually enabled as default, but I've now turned on, should use this camera here on top, the 1.9 megapixel front-facing camera, to detect that my eyes are actually looking at the screen. And you might see a little flash, sort of an eye, show up on the top bar, and that will hopefully keep the screen on the S3 while the S2 just times out, as you can see it has there on the left. So it enables me to continue reading the screen without having to constantly tap it every few seconds to keep it awake. Because now, to wake up the S2, I'm going to have to turn it on, unlock the screen, get back into the browser, etc, etc. So one other thing I wanted to show you while I'm here is something you may have already spotted, and that is that screen brightness is quite different. Now, as you can see on the S2, it's quite bright. S3, not so much. Now, both have got the same ambient light, as you can see here, the evening sunset. And if we go back to the main screen here and go into settings, whoops, and you can hear some of the I'll talk about those noises in a moment. If we go into display on the S3 and the S2, and we can see, by the way, just to prove I wasn't lying, the screen timeout on the S2, 30 seconds, screen timeout on the S3, 30 seconds, just to show that that was the SmartStay working. Now the brightness, and don't ask me why the OK button is in a different place. I don't know, just to keep you on your toes, perhaps Android are doing that. Automatic brightness on both handsets, but it's noticeably brighter. I know there might be different screen technology, yada yada yada, but the brightness is definitely different. Now, I've tried it with, you can have screen mode, and here, let's have a look at the screen mode on the S2, standard and standard, just to show you that that's the same as well. So the screen setting is the same on both. So I'm not entirely sure why the S2 is a hell of a lot brighter on its automatic setting, but it's still the S3 I would maybe like to have it a little bit brighter on its auto setting rather than having to go into the manual setting and tweak it manually. And I've just looked away from the S3, so it's got bored and shut down. So the S3 then, just to show you the home screen again, this is the unlock screen. If you want to get directly into an app, you sort of press it first and then drag off the screen. It goes directly into the browser. If I just kind of want to get into a camera shot, go directly in like that, and we're directly into the camera. Obviously you can see the screen lock. It's a nice watery effect, or it would be if we were in it. There we go. You can touch it and sort of play with that. Very nice. The main unlock screen here, which we'll get to. There we go. Rather than the main home screen here, full of widgets, sort of Android, normal Android fare. You can see the time here and the weather forecast. You can scroll around here, have a look at the video hub and the other Samsung widgets that have been added in here. There's quite a lot of space for you to add in your own apps. We've got All Share, which is their way of talking about DLNA, which is where you can beam media to connected devices over Wi-Fi. We've got Chat On, a calculator, which of course every smartphone has to have for your downloads, so you can see them all in one place. Dropbox, an FM radio. The Flipboard, which is sort of a newsreader, which has been already extracted out of this ROM and spread around the internet. Latitude, for keeping track on friends and family and where they are, the internet browser, which we've already seen, a gallery of pictures, Samsung apps, the S Voice, which we will cover in another video, the S Planner, Playbooks, Video Hub, Talk, Settings, blah 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 blah. There's lots of widgets on here, and of course you can go into your Google Play. It was called the Android Market at one time, and you can download extra applications to your heart's content. Got loads of widgets that is actually on an extra tab here at the top, so you can get all your widgets in one place. So you can choose a widget that you would like to have on your main screen. You can of course have different size widgets and move them around to your heart's content. Got the S Memo, which we saw a lot of on the Galaxy Note, and software update, which obviously keeps you up to date. News, finance, there's loads and loads of widgets to choose from here. A big stack. There's absolutely no latency or sort of choppiness about this at all. The quad-core CPU works fantastically well. Now, that's it for this particular video about the SmartStay. I'm going to show you a bit more about the S Voice in the next video, so keep an eye out for that.